Good morning, Mary C. Williams friends. This is Miss Britt here. I am going to go over your work for today. Today is day 40 on June 4th. We are on page 118. You did this upper section with Miss Caldwell yesterday, and today I'm going to do number 9 and number 10 with you, and then your job is going to be to do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And I would love if you would, and I will explain this one, I would love if you would simplify your answers in the end if they can be simplified. So like I said, I'm going to start with number 9, and I already made my model so that I wouldn't waste your time today. So we have number 9 is 7 and 1/6 minus 2 and 5/6. And then number 10 is on the next page. I have it ready. I'm going to go ahead and show you. 9 and 3/12 minus 4 and 7/12. All right, so I'm going to pull this away, and I'm going to work with just my notepad. So like I told you on Tuesday, you only have to make an area models for the top mixed number. So the first mixed number is 7 when you're doing subtraction. 7 and 1/6. So I have my denominator is 6. So that tells me that every single one of my area model pieces, each one of these is going to be cut into 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes, because this is 6, 6, which is 1 hole, 6, 6, which is 1 hole. So I have 7 holes, and I have 1/6. I want to subtract 2 and 5/6. I can take away 2 holes very easily. Let's use black. 1 hole taken away, 2 holes taken away. And since I went on ahead and I cut every single thing into 6, I can easily take away 5/6. I can start over here and I can say 1/6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. Or I could have taken them all the way from here and then taken this one and added it to that one. It didn't matter. But either way, you have to take away 5 individual pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I left with? 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, 4 holes. I'm left with 4 holes and 1, 2 out of 6. Now, I know that this can be simplified, so I'm going to go ahead and simplify it. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2. The factors of 3 are 1, 6, 2, and 3. I find something they have in common other than 1. I divide by that, so I say 2 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2. My final answer is 4 holes and 1/3. Final answer. Now, what I wanted to show you today is a faster way of doing this, okay? Now, if you don't understand what I'm about to show you, then I want you to do the models, but I wanted you to learn the quicker method. All right. So same exact problem. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Same exact problem. Can we see everything? Perfect. Same exact problem as up here, but what you can do instead is you can change this top mixed number to be something that is equal to it, but looks differently. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this mixed number and we're going to technically mess it up because it's not supposed to be written the way that we're about to write it. What I can do is I can say, you know what? Every one of these holes right here, every one of these 7 holes is broken into 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So every hole equals 6, 6. So what I can do is I can say, I'm going to take away 1 whole. I'm going to take this 7 and it's going to become a 6. But I'm going to take away the 7. I'm going to take away 1 of them. I'm going to take away 1 and I'm going to take it and make it 6, 6. So I'm going to add it over here. So 7 and 1 6 is really the same thing as 6 and 1 plus 6 is 7, 6. So I can rewrite this to be something that is equivalent over here. So you borrow from the whole, you borrow a 1, you take 1 whole away from here. This becomes 6 wholes now. But when you borrow the 1 whole, you turn it into a fraction of 6, 6. And you have to add it to the fraction that you have over here. So you have to say the 1 whole that you borrowed, this is the one you borrowed, and add it to the other fraction. So 6, 6 plus 1, 6 gave you 7, 6. So this equals the same exact thing as 7 and 1 6. This does. It equals the same thing. All I did was I changed the way it was written so that my numerator would be greater than the numerator on the bottom mixed number. And then you just bring over your other fraction and you solve. Now that this numerator is greater than that numerator, I can literally just subtract. Over here, I couldn't because this numerator was smaller than that numerator. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Remember, we just bring down our 6 because it's the same denominator. 6 minus 2 is 4. Literally the same answer that we got up here. And then we simplified it, and we already know that it simplifies to 4 1/3. All right, this is the way that I do it as an adult. This is the quick way. This is the way that you have to understand it, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing for number 10. I'm gonna solve it the way that you have to understand it, and then I'm gonna show you the quick way again. But because I have so many models, you won't be able to see everything in the same picture, I don't think. All right, so let's come up here to number 10. 9 3/12, I only have to model that part of my equation. So I only have to model the top mixed number. So we have 9 wholes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wholes, and 3/12. I turned it sideways because I didn't have room. 1, 2, 3 out of 12, okay? Now, we need to take away 4 wholes and 7/12. So very easily, everything is broken into 12 because that is my denominator. Whatever your denominator is what you're breaking everything into. So we got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we need to take away 7/12. You can start over here, or you can take away 7 out of here and then add what's left over to that. I just think it's easier to take it from here first. 1, 2, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, 7/12. What are we left with? We are left with 1 whole, 2 wholes, 3 wholes, 4 wholes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/12. Perfect. Now I also know that this can be simplified, so I'm going to say 4 and 8/12. What are my factors of 8? 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. What are my factors of 12? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Perfect. What's the greatest common factor? The biggest one they have in common. They have 2 in common, but they also have 4 in common. So you want to divide by the greatest one. So we have 4 and 8/12 divided by 4 equals 4, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Final answer, 4 2/3. Perfect. Now for the quick way. All right. You won't be able to see everything, but you already know all of your holes were cut into 12/12. You know that. So I'm going to borrow a hole from here. This goes from 9 to 8, but we need the 1. What's the 1 hole equal? This is 9 is the same thing as 8 plus 1. What's the 1 hole? Perfect. 1 hole is 12/12. All right, so now let's rewrite it. We have 8 holes, and 3 plus 12 is 15. Denominators are the same, so they stay the same. And when we rewrite it, you're always going to have an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1. The numerator is always going to be greater than the denominator, okay? This is not how you write fractions. Like when you're done, it cannot be written like this. But to do your math quickly, you can do this. So again, what did we do? We borrowed 1 from the 9, and this became 8 plus 1. 1 whole is the same thing as 12/12. We added the 12/12 to the fraction we already had, and we have 8 15/12. Subtract 4 and 7/12. Now our numerator for our top mixed number is greater than the numerator for the bottom mixed number. So I can say 15 minus 7 is perfect, 8. Denominators are the same, so they stay the same. Remember that. 8 minus 4 is 4. So my answer is 4 8/12, which is what I got up here. But then I simplified 4 8/12, and I got my final answer of 4 2/3. All right, my friends, this is the quick method, but you have to show all of this work. If you're going to do this, you have to show us what you started with. You have to show us that you're breaking this whole number up into the 8 plus the 1, and then what the 1 equals is whatever the denominator is. The denominator tells you what every single one of the holes is broken into. In this case, it was 12. In our last problem, it was 6. And then you show us your work and your rewritten equations, and it keeps you from having to draw all of the area models. Totally up to you. Thanks so much. Hope this helps.